Welcome back to the arena of undeniable facts. Today, we're breaking down exactly why Shai Gilgeous Alexander is better than Luka Dončić. This isn't about feelings, it's about efficiency, two-way impact, and actual leadership. So if you think complaining to the refs is a skill, prepare to be educated. Let's dive in. SGA is a vastly superior and more committed defender. Let's be brutally honest. Comparing Shai's defense to Luka's is like comparing a fighter jet to a traffic cone. While Luka is busy gesturing at the officials or taking a scenic tour back on defense, SGA is actively hunting for the ball. He led the league in steals for a reason, using his incredible length and anticipation to disrupt passing lanes and generate easy offense. Shai is a legitimate two-way superstar who treats defense as a point of pride, not an unfortunate chore between possessions. He doesn't just play defense, he dictates it. Luka, on the other hand, is a defensive liability that teams actively scheme to exploit. One player is a defensive weapon, the other is a target. The choice isn't even close. Shai's scoring efficiency demolishes Luka's high-volume chucking. Efficiency isn't just a stat, it's a philosophy. Shai Gilgeous Alexander scores with the precision of a master surgeon, while Luka often operates with the subtlety of a cannon. SGA dropped 30 points a game on an absurd 53.5% field goal percentage, a mark of historic efficiency for a guard. He picks his spots, exploits matchups, and gets to his locations with minimal wasted motion. Luka, meanwhile, gets his points, but it often requires a barrage of attempts and a usage rate that suffocates his teammates. One player scores within a beautiful, flowing system he elevates. The other is the system, for better or worse. Shai proves that true greatness isn't about how many shots you take, but how many you make count. All right, pause the debate. We've laid out the facts, but now it's your turn. Drop your most savage, undeniable, or just flat-out hilarious reason why SGA reigns supreme over Luka in the comments below. The best arguments might just get immortalized in a future user's edition. Don't hold back. His explosive first step is the most unguardable move in the league. There are quick players, and then there's Shai. His first step isn't just a move, it's a glitch in the matrix. While defenders are still processing his hesitation dribble, SGA has already exploded past them and is halfway to the rim. It's a deceptive, lightning-fast burst that no amount of scouting can prepare you for. Luka might have a crafty step back, but it's a predictable, telegraphed maneuver compared to Shai's spontaneous combustion towards the basket. This single skill collapses entire defenses, forcing rotations and creating wide-open looks for his teammates. It's the skeleton key that unlocks any defensive scheme. You can't stay in front of him. It's the most devastating, unstoppable, and aesthetically pleasing weapon in the modern NBA. SGA is the true clutch player, delivering wins without the theatrics. Clutch performance isn't measured in decibels or dramatic flails to the floor, it's measured in wins. When the game is on the line, Shai operates with the cold, calculated precision of a hitman. He doesn't need to launch a circus shot or beg for a whistle. He gets to his spot, that lethal mid-range, and calmly closes the show. Luka's clutch moments, by contrast, are often a spectacle of high-difficulty gambles and frantic appeals to the referees. It's a performance designed for highlight reels. Shai isn't interested in the performance, he's interested in the final score. He provides a quiet certainty when the pressure is highest, proving that true clutch players don't need the drama, they just deliver the dagger. He elevates his team without constantly complaining to the referees. Leadership isn't about arguing your case, it's about winning the game. Watch Luka Dončić play, and you'll witness a secondary contest, Luka versus the officials. Every non-call is a dramatic grievance. Every whistle a source of theatrical disbelief. This constant complaining drains emotional energy and sets a poor example. Shai, on the other hand, channels his frustration into the next play. He embodies a quiet, focused professionalism that permeates the entire Thunder roster. His leadership is demonstrated through action and composure, not through constant appeals and exasperated gestures. One player's energy is spent trying to change the last call, while the other's is invested in winning the next possession. That's the difference between a superstar and a true leader. Shai's elite conditioning means he never takes a defensive playoff. Basketball is a two-way sport, a memo Luka Dončić seems to have misplaced. Shai's greatness is built on a foundation of relentless conditioning. He carries a massive offensive load, yet looks just as explosive defensively in the final 2 minutes as he does in the first 2. This isn't an accident, it's a testament to his professionalism and motor. While Luka can often be seen conserving energy, a polite term for standing still, on defense, Shai is a constant blur of activity. He hounds ball handlers, jumps passing lanes, and executes rotations with unwavering intensity. One player's gas tank allows for 48 minutes of elite basketball, the other's forces him to choose which end of the floor matters more. Shai chooses both. The mid-range game belongs to SGA, a lost art for Luka. In an era obsessed with the three-point line and layups, Shai Gilgeous Alexander is a classical artist with a modern finish. His mastery of the mid-range is not just a skill, it's a strategic weapon that makes him unguardable. When defenses drop to protect the rim or close out hard on the three, Shai lives in that sweet spot, rising for a pull-up jumper that is practically automatic. Luka's game, while effective, is a predictable diet of step-back threes and drives to the paint. He treats the mid-range like a no-fly zone. SGA, however, understands that true offensive dominance requires a complete arsenal. In the playoffs, when the game slows down, that reliable 15-footer is what separates the good from the truly elite. Shai owns it. SGA single-handedly turned a lottery team into a #1 seed. Let's talk about impact. Luka has had established co-stars like Kristaps Porzingis and now Kyrie Irving. Shai Gilgeous Alexander, on the other hand, took a team of talented but unproven youngsters and molded them into the best team in the brutal Western Conference. He didn't just play well, he cultivated a winning culture from the ground up. This isn't just about stats, it's about transformative leadership. While Dallas has been a perennial what-if team, SGA's Thunder leapfrogged every expectation, becoming a legitimate contender years ahead of schedule. One player joined a system, the other built an empire. Leading the youngest #1 seed in NBA history isn't a fluke. It's a testament to SGA's singular, franchise-altering talent. He is a two-way monster who creates turnovers at a historic rate. A great offensive player puts points on the board. A truly elite superstar takes them away from the other team. Shai's ability to generate turnovers is a legitimate game changer. Leading the league with over 2 steals per game isn't just about quick hands, it's about elite basketball IQ, anticipation, and a relentless motor. These steals aren't just statistical noise. They are momentum-swinging plays that lead to easy, fast break points and demoralize opponents. While Luka is a genius on offense, his contribution on the other end is often minimal, if not negative. Shai impacts the game on every single possession, whether he has the ball or not. He's a defensive system unto himself, turning opposing offenses into his personal highlight reel. Shai's calm leadership is more valuable than Luka's emotional volatility. Leadership manifests in different ways, but the most effective is a steady hand in a storm. Shai's demeanor is the picture of composure. Whether he's hit 5 straight shots or missed 5, his expression never changes. This unflappable nature creates a sense of stability and confidence for his young team. Contrast that with Luka's on-court roller coaster, his emotional outbursts, visible frustration with teammates, and constant bickering with officials create a chaotic energy. While it may stem from passion, it often borders on petulance, affecting team morale and focus. One leader guides his team with calm, unwavering confidence, making them believe they can win. The other takes them on his emotional journey, for better or worse. In a championship run, give me the stoic killer. You can build a more dynamic offense around SGA's off-ball threat. Modern basketball is about movement, spacing, and unpredictability. An offense built around Shai can be a symphony of cuts, screens, and fluid motion. His ability to score with devastating efficiency means he's a threat even when he doesn't have the ball, drawing defenders' attention and creating space for others. An offense built around Luka, however, is almost exclusively heliocentric. It revolves around one man pounding the basketball while 4 others stand and watch, waiting for a pass. This style can be effective, but it's also predictable and makes it harder for other players to find a rhythm. With SGA, you get a superstar who can dominate on ball or seamlessly integrate into a more complex team-oriented system, making the entire offense more dangerous and resilient. He protects the basketball at a level Luka can only dream of. For a player with such a high usage rate, Shai's ability to take care of the ball is astounding. Averaging just 2.2 turnovers while being the primary creator and scorer is a masterclass in decision-making and control. He never forces the issue, probing the defense with patience until a high-quality opportunity appears. Luka, for all his offensive brilliance, is a turnover machine. His high-risk, high-reward style frequently leads to careless passes and wasted possessions that kill offensive momentum. Averaging nearly double the turnovers of Shai isn't a small discrepancy, it's a fundamental flaw. Shai understands that the most important part of any offensive possession is actually getting a shot. Luka, it seems, is still learning that lesson. Shai's game is built on unstoppable skill, not foul baiting. When Shai scores, it's a testament to pure, undeniable skill. His herky-jerky drives, deadly mid-range pull-ups, and crafty finishes are the result of countless hours in the gym. He beats his defender with talent, not trickery. Luka's game, on the other hand, often relies heavily on manipulating the officials. The head snaps, the flailing arms, the exaggerated yelps. It's a performance designed to generate free throws rather than clean baskets. While drawing fouls is a skill, building your entire offensive identity around it cheapens the craft. SGA's points feel earned through basketball brilliance. Many of Luka's feel manufactured by exploiting the rulebook. One player is an artist, the other is a lawyer arguing his case on every possession. His year-over-year improvement proves his ceiling is infinitely higher. The Luka we see today is largely the Luka who entered the league. A brilliant, polished offensive force. His growth has been incremental. Shai Gilgeous Alexander's trajectory, however, is a rocket ship. Every single season, he has added a significant new layer to his game, transforming from a promising young guard into a legitimate MVP candidate and a defensive menace. He went from a 24-point scorer to a 31-point scorer, while simultaneously becoming an elite, league-leading defender. This relentless drive to improve suggests he hasn't even scratched the surface of his potential. While Luka may be near his peak, Shai is still ascending. We've seen what Luka is. We have no idea how great Shai can ultimately become, and that's a terrifying thought for the rest of the NBA. SGA's game is smoother, more stylish, and simply better to watch. Let's talk aesthetics. Watching Luka Dončić can feel like watching a heavyweight boxer. Effective, powerful, but often methodical and plodding. It's a game of brute force and clever grifting. Watching Shai Gilgeous Alexander, however, is like watching a jazz musician improvise a masterpiece. His game is pure silk. The hesitations, the fluid drives, the effortless pull-up jumpers. It all flows together in a mesmerizing rhythm. He plays with a unique, stylish cadence that is both unpredictable and beautiful. Luka's game impresses you with its statistics. Shai's game captivates you with its artistry. If you appreciate the beauty of basketball, the grace of movement, and the flair of a true virtuoso, the choice is obvious. Shai's game is simply on another level of cool. He is the more coachable and less system-dependent superstar. Imagine you're an NBA coach. Who do you want to build with? Player A demands the ball, dictates the pace, and requires the entire offensive system to be molded around his specific, ball-dominant style. That's Luka. Then there's player B, a superstar who can dominate with the ball, but is equally dangerous moving without it, who defends with passion, and who integrates seamlessly into team concepts. That's Shai. SGA's versatile, two-way game makes him a plug-and-play superstar for any system. You don't have to sacrifice your offensive or defensive principles to accommodate him. He elevates them. Luka demands you play his way. Shai finds the best way to win, making him not just a great player, but the ultimate franchise cornerstone. Shai makes his teammates better without a heliocentric offensive scheme. There's a myth that high assist numbers automatically mean a player makes his teammates better. Luka racks up assists, but it's often the result of him holding the ball for 20 seconds and finding a stationary shooter as the only option. Shai makes his teammates better through his very presence and movement. Because he is a threat both on and off the ball, defenses are forced into constant rotation, which naturally creates openings and easy looks for guys like Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren. They get to be active participants in the offense, not just spectators waiting for a kick-out pass. SGA's gravity creates a more dynamic, democratic, and empowered offense where everyone eats, proving true impact goes far beyond the box score. His motor runs hotter in the fourth quarter when the game is on the line. When the fourth quarter hits, some players fade. Shai Gilgeous Alexander accelerates. You can see the shift in his intensity on both ends of the floor. Defensively, he locks in for key stops, and offensively, he relentlessly attacks the basket, getting to the line or his signature mid-range spot. His conditioning and will to win are on full display. Luka, while a great clutch shot maker, often shows signs of fatigue late in games, leading to defensive lapses and settled for step-back jumpers. He manages the end of games. Shai seizes it. In those crucial final minutes, you want the player whose energy level is peaking, not dwindling. SGA's fourth quarter motor is unmatched, making him the more reliable closer when everything is at stake. SGA is the more complete and well-rounded basketball player. If you were building the perfect basketball player in a lab, the blueprint would look a lot more like Shai than Luka. SGA gives you elite, hyper-efficient three-level scoring. He gives you lockdown, ball-hawking perimeter defense. He gives you exceptional ball security, a high basketball IQ, and calm, steady leadership. There are simply no holes in his game. Luka is an offensive savant, a true genius with the ball in his hands. But his defensive shortcomings are not just minor flaws. They are glaring weaknesses that can be exploited on the biggest stage. Being a superstar isn't just about what you can do, it's also about what you can't do. Luka can't defend at a high level. Shai can do everything. Case closed. Shai doesn't possess the glaring defensive flaws that make Luka a liability. In playoff basketball, a team is only as strong as its weakest link. For any team with Luka Dončić, that weak link is unequivocally his defense. Opposing coaches don't just notice this, they build their entire offensive game plan around attacking him in the pick and roll, forcing switches, and exhausting him. Shai Gilgeous Alexander presents no such target. In fact, he's the opposite, a defensive anchor on the perimeter that coaches scheme to avoid. You cannot hunt SGA. This fundamental difference is enormous. One player strengthens your team's defense, while the other fundamentally compromises it. You can't be the undisputed best player in the world if the other team is actively cheering when you're the one guarding their star. He has the quiet killer instinct of a true champion. There's a difference between being emotional and having a killer instinct. Luka's passion is loud, expressive, and always on display. Shai's is a quiet, burning fire. He doesn't need to scream or flex to let you know he's coming for your throat. You see it in his eyes when he calmly sinks a mid-range jumper to silence a hostile crowd, or when he picks a ball handler's pocket in a crucial late-game possession. This is the mentality of legends like Jordan and Kobe, an ice-cold demeanor that masks a ferocious competitive will. It's a quiet confidence that unnerves opponents far more than any loud theatrics. Luka wants you to know he's the best player on the court. Shai just goes out and proves it without saying a word. Thanks for watching the definitive breakdown. The case is closed, but the comment section is now officially open. If you've got a killer argument we missed, drop it below. We read them all. And if you enjoyed this dose of reality, consider subscribing so you don't miss the next war of words. 21. Reasons why. Epic debates, legendary comments.